Hello?
Hello?
Hello. Wow,
Hello, am I loud? Can you hear me?
You're fine, sir.
Okay.
Hello, everyone in chat. Welcome to the first game of the losers bracket of the Recreational League of Legends versus Nabi. I am the Vestman, Sean Saris, and with me is Mr. Studio.
Hello, hello. How are you doing this fine morning? Were you affected by any earthquakes last night?
I live in Canada, in the middle of the country, so I'm nowhere near that. But hopefully everyone who was in California
Double checking.
is okay. But anyways, maybe we should
It
talk
was
about
scary,
a
man.
little
Like,
bit
the
of...
building kept shaking.
Really?
Wow, band's already done. Yeah, they're going through this fast.
They are. Surprise, surprise, Doom was banned, Shadow Shaman was banned, Prophet, Tinker, I mean... Pretty common bans at this point, really. I don't think we really need to go over them.
So, well, there's a common trend in League of Legends games, which is specifically ban out Crispy. And that was what we saw in scrims. That's what I've seen just in the game versus, I believe it was a Poutine King Bar. That's what they did for most of their games, ban out Crispy.
But it's a problem. You shouldn't do that.
This is actually... Well, this is actually the first time all the bans aren't just aimed at Crispy. Like, the Nature's Prophet is banned out. If they want to try and secure something for him early, which has not been the case, they can go for a Shadow Fiend now, can actually pick him up a strong Crispy champ. But if they try and hold it off till the 5th pick, as we've seen before, he might just get banned out or have no good options.
Mm-hmm. But I'm glad to see they aren't just solely banning Crispy, because if you ban one character, or one player, that leaves the other four to just get whatever they feel comfortable with, so... And honestly, I feel like Crispy probably knows enough about each character to just kind of hop wherever he needs to. A Morphling. Wow, a Morphling pick. This'll be fun. I don't know if we've seen a Morphling yet, have we?
I don't believe so. Does my microphone sound better?
You sound crisper, but now you're quiet. If you could maybe just kick that up a few points.
Okay.
But then after we had those the Morphling Sand King pick, we see the Lich and the Shadow Fiend get banned. Shadow Fiend probably a direct result of Crispy again. We saw him tear some stuff up with Shadow Fiend earlier in the Recreational, but I believe they still ended up losing the game. Because they were solely relying...
No, that was the game they won.
Oh, was that the one they won and then they proceeded to lose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. So it was a best of 3. They won game 2. It was off of Crispy early game to mid game holding the team together. Then eventually Brad playing Luna, as well as the rest of League of Legends, actually really kind of farmed up and showed their stuff.
Right.
So they were able to hold off that game, kind of stall it out and let everybody get their farm. I think an issue League of Legends has is they just don't lane that well. So if you beat them early on in the lanes, you can just keep whomping them mid game. But if you give them time to farm, they will come back. They will be strong.
Right. Ooh, Enigma gets banned now. I mean, another common ban just because the Black Hole ulti is very powerful. As well, he's a good jungler. He frees up a lane for someone to offlane solo or whatever you need to do. And he also has, I don't know what that one skill is, but that large area of effect he throws on the ground, which is surprisingly damaging if you stand in it long enough.
Oh, the Midnight Pulse.
Midnight Pulse, yes.
It's amazing. I think 7% max HP at the max rank, which will quickly tear through people.
Yeah,
if you end up getting someone like a, Elder Titan combined with that, it's like percentage-based skills, and Elder Titan is an amazing combination.
Yep.
But with the ban so far, they still have carry available. They still might have an offlane available for League of Legends. And then actually now for Nabi, the Quad City Dendies, Mirana's being picked up as well. So
oh, Faceless Void, we might say some
that leaves the void open.
Some great chronos here. Now, I'm a little surprised though because the Void
scary.
The Void Sand King doesn't really work super well together because Sand King's gonna have to wait for the chrono to deactivate before he can jump in, but I mean, I guess it's not terrible. Everyone will still be grouped up.
Jump in. You can always jump in before the ult finishes, and you'll still do the damage as long as you channel Epicenter beforehand.
Will it?
You can
Okay,
also, I
so it
think,
will
still get the
continue
stun
to
off,
pulse?
so- Yes, it's not channeled,
Okay.
so like once you activate Epicenter, it does not stop for anything. I think Doom doesn't stop at death; it'll keep channeling.
Okay,
It'll
I
keep
wasn't
pulsing.
100%,
So
so I
you
didn't
can
want to say
always
anything.
use that.
So then that might work out, but then we see a Brewmaster Bristleback picked up after that, so... This is going to be a fun game, I think.
There are a lot of things that can go horribly, horribly wrong for League of Legends. Just because right now it's entirely melee team. Like, they are rush down, start a fight, but if they don't get their good initiation off, if they don't get a good chrono into a good Sand King stun, then it's very easy for the rest of Navi to walk away.
Yeah, and what I'm...
toss down Thunderclap, toss down Mirana's leap speed, and you walk away from that fight.
And I'm seeing a pretty distinct lack of silence for League as well. So, I mean, that Brewmaster, he's just going to be able to split whenever he wants. Morphling can constantly agility and strength shift without much worry, just because there's not any silence so far, unless they pick one up for the 5th slot. But what would you think of a silencer pickup to counter the Brewmaster and Mirana and Witch Doctor?
Silencer could work. At the same time, you have to be quick on the reaction. Like, you're looking just to stop the Faceless Void, because if you use Silencer in response to Sand King, that's good, but it's not that great.
No,
So
I meant Silencer
as
pickup
well.
for League of Legends, actually. So that way League would have a way to counter the
Silencer pickup.
Brewmaster and Mirana and all of that. Witch Doctor.
I don't know where they'd put him.
That's true. That's true.
All right.
We see an Omni Knight.
He said he was going to pick Omni Knight, so he's
He
dead.
did. He called it before game. Let's see if he follows through, though. He is.
Wait, wasn't that in his long in his post-mortem that he wrote?
Yeah.
I want to say he called this a few days ago that he was going to play Omni Knight mid, possibly Omni Knight jungle. All right, so this is an interesting lineup for both sides. It's very supporty over on the side of Navi, just because of Mirana, Witch Doctor, and Lion. Mirana's gonna be offlane most likely, so it's gonna be a little bit harder for her to really get stuff done. But it could be an aggressive tri-lane, and I think that might be what shuts down League of Legends.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to go ahead and introduce
Their tri-lane
League?
is defensive. Yeah, sure. So for League of Legends, on the Omni Knight, we got Crispy taking it mid. Pasquale playing the Faceless Void bottom. Reflexy on the Sand King, it's his favorite guy. Brad Shoemaker, aka Ruds, on the Bristleback offlane. And last but not least, Matt Bodega playing that Treant Protector.
And then,
Scared of bananas.
and then on the Navi team, we have Dobby playing the Mirana. Oncoming Storm Marvel is playing the Morphling. A very nice Morphling, I might add. Also, I might add real quick, this Mirana mount, that is the bee's knees right there, guys. The bee's knees. Anyways, Brewmaster is...
Mount.
Brewmaster is Science Groin. Witch Doctor, I didn't double click. Is Shmagigi? Majigi? I'm not sure. And for the Lion, we have...
Shmajiji, but it's weird.
Yeah, it's a strange one, yeah. And then on the line, we have TC, but a god. And we're actually...
TC, but a god, gonna run to Bristleback and just kind of sit there.
Yeah, they just kind of bumped heads.
You should know that the ward's gone down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should think so. No other reason for Bristleback to be that deep by himself unless he's warding. So hopefully they spot that.
Yep,
And they pinged it out.
Just with the nature of Bristleback and offlane, like, you want to stop those pulls early. The question is, will they counter ward it? I don't see any sentries on them, which is a little bit odd for a tri-lane.
Now, do you think this tri-lane
We'll
will be able to get anything done here?
Bristleback enough for a kill. Maybe. It's all dependent on positioning and punishing Brad if he ever faces forward.
It looks like they
and
might
gets
be
stunned.
Oh, no.
We do have the invisibility rune on Shmajiji, but just going for harass.
Yeah.
It's a scary lane though because Witch Doctor does not have high armor. It's incredibly low. Actually, bottom lane Dobby taking a lot of damage. Reflexy going in deep. Is it too deep?
Oh
though?
my goodness, he's just going for it. He gets it, and the tower stops shooting. That's the first blood for Reflexy Sand King. I'm sure he's very happy right now. Mirana going down real quick.
Yeah, he goes
wow.
their tri-lane is not the best at securing kills, but you know, if you land the Leech Seed from Treant Protector, if you land the Stun from Reflexy, it's a lot of good sustained DPS, and Faceless Void has amazing early game damage. Mid lane, Omni not going against Brewmaster. One more attack will do it. And
oh my goodness.
Do pick it up.
So we are seeing some very early aggression here. Especially, I'm surprised from an Omni Knight, but then again, it's Crispy, so I won't be surprised if we see 2 Divine Rapiers on this Omni Knight very shortly.
So, Omni Knight's one of those heroes where if you don't really expect him to burst you down, it's very easy to get caught off guard. Like, Brewmaster went for the fight, hit a little bit more HP, a little bit more burst available, but, you know, you toss out Purification, and that trade is way too much for Brewmaster to take at this point in the game.
Yeah.
Like, he just doesn't have the mana nor the HP.
A lot of people make that mistake,
gimmicky,
too.
But it works against melees.
Yeah. A lot of people make that mistake. I think everyone realizes Omni Knight can heal, but no one ever suspects that the heal is going to hurt you so badly. Because for those that don't know, Omni Knight's heal, you drop it on a character, and if it's a friendly, it'll heal you, but then surrounding characters, if they're enemies, will take damage. Just like that. Perfect example. Thank you, Crispy. It's like we planned that or something. Oh, Mirana, going into the jungle by yourself might not be a good idea down bottom here. Does get called out, but I don't think they're going to do anything about it right now. Crispy does bottle a DD. Top lane, we can see, is being pushed in really hard. I don't think they're going to follow through with that, but...
Sorry about that.
Oh, there you are. Welcome back.
Right now, League of Legends, they have kind of lead in all lanes. Top lane Bristleback is at his tower. He's got the backup of Reflexy, so they can't really dive on top of him. This is a great situation for them to be in, just because they're winning their lanes kind of passively now. Like, Brewmaster is scared of fighting their Omni Knight. Mirana is very scared of going anywhere near the bot lane creep wave.
Rightfully so.
And Bristleback is getting that passive farm.
Yeah. And real quick, guys, those 2 early kills we can see with the graphs pulled up. I mean, it's not a huge lead, mind you, but 1,500 early XP, almost 1,500 early gold. I mean, it's not a lot, but it certainly helps, especially for Sand King. That's going to let him jungle a little quicker because he needs to get that level 3. And I'm sure Omni Knight was able to get the bottle on the back of that first Brewmaster kill, which helps speed up his mid lane.
Yep. And with that bottle, like, Brewmaster's trying to trade out, but he's dealing with Omni Knight and his sustain, so
exactly.
The bottle itself is not just HP and mana, but the mana transfers itself into more HP, and more importantly, it just makes any sort of CSing difficult for Brewmaster.
Oh, and then he gets a regen rune on the back of this. Oh my goodness. Crispy getting just...
This is going to be ridiculous for Crispy.
He's getting silly lucky with these runes right now. Brewmaster's going to have to be very careful because this Omni Knight's hitting for 140 damage right now.
Like, to put in perspective, I think it's 2 auto attacks and a Purification, and Brewmaster's dead right now, just with the pure damage burst. Now, note that Crispy doesn't really translate in the mid game that well. Like, a mid Omni Knight, it's fun, but it's not going to be as necessarily obviously impactful, like, let's say, a Storm Spirit that gets an Orchid, or just like most common mid laners nowadays, like a Viper that can go ganking. But if he does get into those fights, if his team is able to survive for long enough, which with Reflexy is very possible, then all of a sudden that Purification gets much stronger, and he's got a really bursty lineup to back him up. And
of course, Omni Knight, a lot of people don't...
onto a Sand King.
Exactly, and a lot of people don't remember too that I'm trying to get the skill right there. Repel is basically a BKB. And it lasts longer than a BKB, so you got a 12-second magic immunity spell, and you toss that on the back of someone who also has a BKB. I mean, you're looking at upwards of 20 seconds of magic immunity for a carry. You throw that on, say, Faceless Void, and he can just go. Go ahead.
There's one disadvantage to Repel, and it's purgeable, which means that if Science Grown can manage his Storm Spirit of his spirits well enough, then he can actually purge off the Repel debuff and then keep going for aggression. But it doesn't really matter. Like, Repel's one of those things that, as you can tell, will matter later. But this is all about Crispy just abusing mid right now.
Yeah, right now it's all going to be about these purification
like, Brewmaster
bombs.
is not the worst. Like, Brewmaster's pretty damn good as a hero, and luckily he does have that tool for ultimate. But one more
this
hit
could
will
be
do
it. No, don't. Oh no, Brewmaster, you should have went up the stairs. Oh, he might get away. His speed is a little higher than Omni Knight by 10.
He's faster. He's gonna walk away.
Wow, look at that. 10 speed, and it's enough. Go home, you're drunk, Brewmaster.
I mean, that was a lucky dodge for Science Grown. Unfortunately,
That was,
Crispy,
yeah.
could not keep him in range, despite the level 1 degen aura. Boots doing work there.
Yeah, thank God he had the boots.
All right.
For
Now,
the
this
other
is where
lanes,
it gets scary for Mirana.
right?
Yeah, Pasquale at level 6 now has the Chronosphere. He can go for the initiation.
Yeah.
Top lane, I mean, Brad is going to be fine because they don't have that much burst yet, and when they do get that level of burst, you know, Lion's ultimate, he will have more points of Bristleback. Oh, that's an invisibility rune. Can he go for it again? Or is he just going to bully mid with that?
And we see Crispy also has a Midas now too.
Midas, so
Yep.
Yep. That is something Crispy will build every game because he uses it for the, I'd say, experience more so than the gold. It lets him snowball quite a bit more. And with someone like Omni Knight, he doesn't scale that much with levels. Like, Repel is nice, Degen Aura is nice. They're all nice to have and they're good to have, but his main bullying skill is going to be Purification, which already maxed out. He can really go aggressive now.
Yeah. And I mean, it's Crispy, so expect to see a lot of aggression. He is not the kind of player who will sit back. Especially, we might be in for a treat if he catches wind of a courier flying by. Because Crispy, well known to chase couriers almost to fountain just to kill them. It's quite the sight to behold. Now, how has Morphling been doing?
So, at this point, check out that CS. 29-6, not that great.
No, he's not. Actually, I have last hits
given the
denies.
fact that he's in a tri-lane safe lane.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not...
He
if
should have a lot more CS. He should be at least on Pasquale's level.
Yeah. If you look at last hits denies, which I have open, Omni and Faceless are leading that charge with Morphling in third. Oh, we have a Chrono down bottom on the Mirana, but I don't think they're going to get the kill, except for Omni Knight shows up, drops the Purification, and Mirana does go down. And we're getting a pause. Uh-oh. Tack pause from the Mirana? I'm not sure.
I think that was a matted pause from Mirana.
That was a smash the keyboard, I'm
Bodega
dying.
going low in the bot lane, but he survives.
Yeah, thanks to the
good
Nature's Guides.
Bodega keeps him alive.
I believe it's Nature's Guides. Yes, it is. So yeah, if it hadn't been for that great...
I mean, that's the problem with...
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's the problem with Mirana. Like, now that Faceless Void is level 6, she's not tanky. So
Right.
Faceless Void will just kill her every time the ultimate's
Yeah.
up. Like, that was close this time, but, you know, that's more experience for Reflexing now level 5. Treant Protector is now doing a little bit better, so they can survive those dives a little bit longer with the Living Armor. So these dives are getting worse and worse. And the response has to be either TPs, but no one's that strong on the side of Nabi, except maybe Brewmaster, who's at least level 6, level 8 now. So
We have action up top.
Actually going on a Rudge now, but he's tanky.
Yeah, attacking Bristleback from the behind is a waste of time, and they know that, so they just let it go. Bristleback, for those that don't know,
attacking him from behind, Living Armor as well.
Yeah, the Living Armor on top certainly didn't help, but Bristleback has the passive where if you attack him from the sides or behind, you can see it right now, I have it up, he takes reduced damage, upwards of 40% at this level, so it makes him ludicrously tanky. Once Bristleback gets a heart and some other strength items in him, it's so good.
Like, it makes him tanky, and you also will proc his Bristleback passive. Like, he'll start the Cool Spray passive, which, for someone like TC is a god and ShmedGG, they're going to get destroyed. They're going to get absolutely destroyed.
Goodness, where was that? Was that mid? I didn't even see that go down. Looks like looks like
It
Crispy
looks like it was just
not
kind of
having
more crispy bullying.
Yeah, Crispy having none of this Brewmaster, just walked under the tower and took the damage and killed him. I mean, it's probably the same thing that keeps happening. These Purification Bombs, 360 damage. And is it pure damage? It is pure damage. So, I mean, that's just a ton of damage for this Brewmaster to eat at, what is he, level 8? So does he even have 1,000 health? Just barely 1,000 health. Oh, Mirana down bottom getting hit by the creeps.
I think he's also been caught off guard. He's been caught off guard as well by the his mana, just because Brewmaster himself has really poor mana usage if you use the Thunderclap often. And like right now, 150 cast, he does not have large enough mana pool to sustain more than 2 casts. And I think that's been holding him back because he needs to save that mana for a primal split, but he just doesn't have it. Arrow does connect on the Reflexy.
We have a great Chrono though. They're gonna get the Mirana, but I don't know. Oh, he leaps away. Mirana's gonna live through all this. Brewmaster's gonna keep going on it. The primal split's about to wear off though. I don't know if he wants to be going this deep. He needs to get out of there now before some bad things happen. Mirana's getting hit by the Faceless, not getting good time locks though. Mirana might walk it off, and she is. And actually now Brewmaster turning around, hitting the Faceless. I think he's gonna walk away, thanks to a great dodge of his own. I can't remember what his is called though. Backtrack. And a bunch of things happen, and the only thing that really came out of it was a Sand King kill very early on. But we also had a Morphling kill up top. Did you catch what happened there?
We had a triple kill up top. As far as I can tell, Crispy just kind of went in ham with Bristleback. And that combination at this point in the game, like, they just don't have any HP nor tankiness nor armor.
Right.
On Nabi up top lane. Like, Lion and Witch Doctor are just so squishy that 1 Purification Bomb and 2 Quill Sprays will take them out. And I think that's pretty much what happened. They just ran at him. And they're slow. They're weak supports, they're underleveled, and the result is they're all dead.
Oh, we got a cloak Crispy bottom. Oh no, bottom lane! There goes Mirana! Oh my goodness, a cloak Purification Bomb. He has Repel on him. That's not going to block the tower damage. It will block magical damage, though, for a few more seconds while they beat up Brewmaster. And another Purification Bomb. I mean, these Purification Bombs are just... This is just craziness right now. If you guys have ever wondered how to win a game as Omni Knight...
Poor supports world.
Yeah.
Don't do this, because this is not reliable.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get someone like... There was a specific reason I picked into Brewmaster, because Brewmaster's melee, and he has very few ranged skills. Like, Thunderclap has some range, but nothing on the... nothing reliable, nothing like Dragon Knight, who could wave clear quite a bit. So there was definitely a goal in mind with this pick. And
we have some action going top.
So well, he punished Brewmaster early.
No, Bristleback's gonna walk away from it. Brewmaster's coming out. I don't think they could do this though, not with the living armor, and they're gonna let that go, which is probably for the best. And real quick too.
Actually, Brad can go for some harass now. He can't go for the kill necessarily.
Oh no, camera.
But he goes for the aggression.
He does get, yeah, he's going for a little harass here. I mean, that's good, though. If they keep that Brewmaster down low, we could have another Omni Knight just pop in as he's been doing. I mean, this Lion right now, if Omni Knight popped up, would die instantly. But bottom lane, instead, is having just not a good time, bottom lane.
Bottom and mid.
Just not having a good time.
As far as I can tell, bottom lane Chrono just got popped with Mask of Madness now on Pasquale.
Doing
quite a bit of
arrow,
damage. And then mid lane, it was a Treant Protector Omni Knight dive.
Yeah.
Arrow lands, but what does it actually do?
Yeah, no follow-up. Good arrow, but no follow-up, unfortunately.
A weak push.
No, they don't have Chronosphere for another 80 seconds.
The truth is they probably need the mana on Mirana more than anything.
What are we seeing mid here? Real quick, while we have a second, if we look at the chart...
This is the game where Brewmaster is crazy.
Yeah. Well, it should be going crazy.
Mid.
The heal bomb goes off, Purification misses, though it doesn't connect on the Morphling. Morphling gonna chase... No, he's gonna let Omni Knight go back. And they're just gonna let that go for now, which is probably for the best. Morphling's farm... Morphling's still behind on his farm. This is not going well for Morphling, and he really wants to get that gold in him so he can get some items.
I mean, they're There's a question to ask: what do you buy on Morphling for this game? Because the Link isn't going to be that useful, which is known as normal.
No, we
Brad,
up top we're having
Hoplin, though, but that Cold Spray passive almost kills.
the Brewmaster actually splits, but I don't know if they're gonna. Okay,
enough.
I think they might have it. Oh, here comes Omni Knight. Omni Knight's lifted though. That's a great lift, but Bristle's just gonna walk away. They have no way to stun him again, and Omni Knight's got a haste rune. They get the Brewmaster stun off, but there's just a lot of stuff happening. But there's not a whole lot of damage coming out. We have the Sand King stun, and there's the Purification Bomb taking out the Brewmaster. Sand King's ulti whittles down Morphling, and then Bristleback swings his mace once and gets the kill. And that's probably top tower on the back of that double kill there.
This might be the time to call GG, and I know it's a little bit early, but Morphling needs quite a bit of gold to be effective.
Yeah.
And he's in an issue where he will not be able to survive Faces Void's ultimate. Like, it's just not gonna happen. Like, he will not survive it just because Faces Void is so far ahead and Morphling has nothing. And so he can't split push. Brewmaster doesn't have Blink. He almost has it, but even with the Blink, he only has enough mana for a Thunderclap and the Primal Split. And it's been showing that it's not really enough. He needs to be able to spam out at least 2 Thunderclaps.
Yeah.
Like, you need that high damage, and it's all gone downhill for them. They just need help. They need some love. They need some peace and quiet. But
I mean,
Crispy's just running at them.
Yeah, and you can see it in the charts too. Like, look at, we are 17 minutes in. XP is 14,000 in favor of the Radiant right now. 12,000 gold in favor of them. I mean, Na'Vi is just not having a good time. They're going on Bristleback again, but at this point it's almost pointless to initiate on the Bristleback. Sand King gets turned into a fish. He's going to walk away. There's just, I mean, there's a lack of damage coming out of Na'Vi. They initiate several times now. We've seen decent initiates, and they have no way to kill what they go on, and it just walks away on them. And yeah, a lot of it is
like, there's nothing too scary about their lineup right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of it's like, what you said earlier.
Lion has a stun, but it's low range. Kind of the same thing for Witch Doctor. They can't get in range. They can't do anything before they die.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of it comes back to what you said earlier. I mean, this Morphling just does not have his items. He's a very item-dependent hero. He needs, like, if he's going for the shotgun, he needs that E-Blade early, or it becomes worthless. And if he's just going to go for some right-clicks, I mean, he needs a Scotty or something, but he has right now an Aquila, Magic Stick, and Boots, which is not at all what he desires. And here we go with the Omni Knight. No, oh, he's not going to rush in.
Radiance. This is bad.
Oh, here it goes. We got the repel on Omni Knight. He's running in.
Now comes a haste.
He's got a Radiance. He's just whittling them down. He doesn't even care. That's a good chrono. Another one falls. I mean, this is just a massacre. Morphling is strength shifting. It's not enough. The last one standing is Brewmaster, but I don't think he's going to get away here. I mean, they're just tanking the tower damage at this point. There's so many.
Well.
Oh man, that was rough.
Like no blink available because of the Radiance burn.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
was an amazing chrono just because they hit everybody. But more importantly, because they were stuck by the Radiance.
Yeah,
they were just getting melted
exactly.
Inside that Chronosphere.
That Chronosphere locks everyone, and even though it locked Omni Knight, oh my goodness, what a quick game, and what a silly Omni Knight. But that's what we expect from League of Legends games. So, all right, everyone, thank you for watching. That was Game 1 of League of Legends versus Na'Vi. We'll be back in just a minute for Game 2.